Hey everybody, David Andrews here. We are talking about the 10 healthy habits for high energy living. And today you can see that sun super bright in the background, but it was a little too bright to stand in the direct sunlight this morning. After watching the sunrise, it was amazing, but it was super bright. So I decided to take a little walk over here, a little bit in the shade, so I could have a chance to share. What we're talking about is healthy habit number 1, which is light. And this is day 4 in a 10-day series. So hopefully you've had a chance to catch the other videos so far. We've been talking about light and the power of light to create health and well-being. Oh, it's so amazing. And I get to turn and look more at the sun, but it's coming through the trees, so it's a little bit fantastic out this morning. The air is fresh, everything is green, and the lake is beautiful. And so the energy that we gain from the sunlight is so powerful. And yesterday I talked about the power of getting up early to watch the sunrise, like today. It just was amazing. The sun was super bright today. You could actually tell the difference. Some days it's brighter than others. Super clear sky today. So today I wanted to mention a few thoughts about midday sun, because what we get from the early morning sun is different from what we get from the midday sun. I think most people obviously know all of this. This is probably just more of a reminder of maybe some things that you could do differently as a habit to create the lifestyle of taking advantage of light as a powerful force to create wellness. So that's our goal: wellness, well-being, health, and most importantly, energy. Having enough energy to sustain you for the entire day and still be able to do the things you love, come evening time, being able to be out in the sun, gaining the energy from early morning. Now the next step is to get outside during the midday. So the power of midday sun is really to collect vitamin D. Well, not necessarily collect it, but what happens is the sun will generate endorphins. It will generate a substance that will help create melanin. And so these things are super powerful, and it will generate the hormone vitamin D. So vitamin D is a hormone generated in the skin when the sunlight hits the skin. So you really need to be outside between the hours, depending on where you live, how far north you are, what season you're in, and when you can actually gain vitamin D. So being out between, say, in Minnesota right now, early September, it's between about 10 o'clock and 4:30. Right in that range, you can acquire and produce, your body will produce vitamin D. So we can go into probably a second video on vitamin D, because it's super powerful. Lots of information about it that I want to share, but let's just say the most important, most beneficial way for your body to generate vitamin D is from sunlight. It is not from taking a supplement. Now we can talk more about that later in another session, but basically the sunlight is way more powerful. So what you want to do is find some time in your day, carve out 15 minutes at a break, sometime between 10 and 4:30. So if you're working in a corporate setting, obviously most of us have meetings all day. We have to-dos, we have emails, we have projects, we have things we have to get done. Or if you're working in some other setting where you're required to be maybe in a factory or in a retail store all day long, extremely important to find 15 minutes at a minimum to be able to get outside wherever you are and collect some sunlight. Obviously, the more skin exposed to the sun, the better, but depending on where you are, that might be difficult. So you can always catch extra sun on the weekends. That's one way to do it, to make sure that you're getting that vitamin D production. And you can always check to make sure. There's a really simple way. If the shadow that you make when you stand outside is shorter than the length of your actual body, then you are able to get vitamin D from the sun. That's a super simple way. There's obviously some high-tech tools that we'll talk about in the future as well. But that simple way, if you go outside, check your shadow. If it's shorter than how tall you actually are, that means the sun is high enough in the sky and your body will start to produce vitamin D. So extremely important to every single day that you can carve out 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and if you can get your shirt off or put a pair of shorts on, even better. More skin, more vitamin D. But really, really important to at least get some sunlight onto your face and really soak up some of that vitamin D. We'll talk more about this. I think we'll do is another session tomorrow on vitamin D, because there's a lot more I want to share, but I want to keep these videos short so you can get a quick dose. So today's healthy habit tip is to block your calendar for 15 minutes and go outside in the middle of the day to soak up the sun, to create vitamin D in your system. And we'll talk more about the benefits of vitamin D and vitamin D from the sun in tomorrow's video. So thanks for watching. If you're enjoying these, please share them, please pass them on, subscribe, and that way you'll get notified. And we're just getting started, so there's a lot more great stuff coming your way.